Well, it's Sunday, no, it's Saturday night, March 8th, and getting ready to wrap up for the night, so I thought I'd take a little video of our shop. This is our 43-foot Hydra swing door. So you can see the hanger opens up quite wide. This is the 2002 Skylane that we were able to buy in August, which, as far as airplanes go, this is a great family airplane. It'll carry 4 people and a few bags and 80 gallons of gas, and has a range of somewhere around 700 miles fairly comfortably. So we're very lucky to have had that, and we've been to San Diego a couple times, Santa Fe and Dallas in that. So, not that my dreams haven't already been met regarding airplanes, but we were talking about projects. This is the fuselage of the RV-10. I don't know if you can tell or not. This airplane is going to be roughly the same size as a Cessna 182. This is without the nose on it. That's it's right now stops at the firewall, which is right there. So it had about another 4.5 feet on the front of it with a 300 horsepower Lycoming and a fiberglass cowling. Over here and show you the inside. This is something I've been working on for about 4 years. All the major components are built, but you can see the floorboards are still out. The black is a fireproof soundproofing that is using conventional certified aircraft that I bought and put in here. Been running the wiring harness for the last couple of weeks, and I'll see if I can get a close-up. The FAA will require that we have this tied up very neatly. I don't know if you can tell, it's got ties on it. That's the battery cable going to the back of the airplane, plus a number of wires for lighting and different things. And through the ribs up here, battery cable runs up and will go through the firewall. The rest of this wiring I've got tied up here. The avionics panel is not in the airplane. That's the base cross member that it'll bolt to. So I've just tied my wires to that with some tie wraps. And we've got wiring going down both sides of the airplane. I just showed you one side, just to give you an example. If you're curious what holds the wings on, I thought maybe I'd show you this is aluminum bar. The spar that's in the wings slides into that. This is the cross member, or center section as it would be called, I think. The step, so effectively the back of the wing is right in front of that step and finishes right in front of that hole. So, and I'll show you the wings in a second. Let's see if I can walk back here without making you too dizzy. I'm going to show you a blueprint of the airplane. So that's roughly what the airplane is from a skeleton standpoint. All of those major components are done, and now it's a matter of putting the big pieces together, engine and avionics. I'm going to show you a picture of the factory airplane here. That's my son when he was about 5 standing in front of it. That's a 4-place airplane. That's what we're building. Be very similar to the Skylane I got in terms of how long its legs are. It'll go about 700, 800 miles at about 200 miles an hour, 180 knots. So again, here's the tail of the fuselage. This is called the deck. Basically, the horizontal stabilizer just sits on there and then bolts to that angle that comes up like that. Down this side, baggage door. And right here where you see that cutout, that's where the gull wing doors that's where the bottom of the gull wing doors will fit in. Here's the wings. I've got them on a cart, so they're setting vertically, if you can imagine that, how that looks. They're all built, one skin off the bottom, left off the bottom. Reason being, I've still got to run wiring. Put an airspeed pitot tube out there and some stall warning lights in the end. You can see the way we run wire. It's really pretty simple. Basically, cut holes in these ribs. You just put a plastic grommet in there, and we run the wiring right through that. Now, this will be a little hard to make out, but in this corner, there's the horizontal. You can see that's about 12 feet long. That took me 6 months to build. And laying beside it are all the rest of the components: rudders, flaps, ailerons. There's the flaps. The airplane's got really big flaps on it, which I really like because it's a very fast airplane. We'll drop those big old flaps, and that'll get us slowed down to about, I assume, around, the airplane will land around 60 miles an hour. The top half of the fuselage in the passenger compartment is actually fiberglass. So this is a cabin top. That's the back of the cabin top. Kind of hard to probably imagine what this looks like. Rear window, front door area. That the gull wing doors are not there, but that big opening is the gull wing door, and there's the windscreen laying there. This center section of the fuselage, we will actually put an overhead console up through this area, put in some vents, map lights, those kinds of things. No big deal. So, apologize for moving around. These black shelving over here is my parts bins, and they've never been so empty, so that's a very good sign. I've got a table full of aluminum here, miscellaneous parts for the wings, fuselage, but generally all the big pieces are built. What I've been doing this week was, on this table, I got a box of raw material, which is wiring, various attach points, grommets, etc., and a set of instructions. Probably can't make it out on here, but the front page of the instructions is an overall look at the fuselage and the wiring harness. And then people have asked me about the instructions. I thought I'd try to show one that's probably fairly vivid. You can see this or not, but this is just like building a house, basically. You get a narrative. It's better than building a house because you get a narrative telling you what to do, and then you get pictures. All parts, wires, everything are identified by part numbers, some which are logical and some which aren't so logical, but you can figure them out. You can see these check marks. I check everything off when I get it done. If I'm going on to a next page and leaving something behind, I circle it so that I don't forget when I'm coming back and looking through it to wrap that up. So basically the fuselage is sitting on a wooden cart with casters and then sawhorses that I screwed into that cart so that I can move it around. And essentially that's where we are now. We're probably about 2 years from finishing the airplane. I should be within a few months of actually having it sitting up on its landing gear, maybe this summer sometime. Sitting on its landing gear here in the hangar. That'll be exciting because that's definitely a milestone. And stick the wings on it. I've already had the whole tail section assembled and on it, but then disassembled it and put it over in to the side there for storage. So that's 8 minutes. That's probably more than anybody wanted to know about this airplane, but I hope you can kind of make out some of the pictures here as to what we're doing. As you can see here, we drill, we deburr this so it's smooth, we hold it together with Clecos, then we come along and rivet. So here's a bulkhead. You can see in the flange that we've drilled the holes. I've had this all assembled and deassembled it so that I can work in here. It's got runners along they go the length of the fuselage, and here you can see those are on the inside, and then when you put the skin on, you can see there's a row of rivets there. Well, you're riveting that skin to that row. The airplane is operated with push rods. So here you got a bell crank and a push rod. It goes to the back of the airplane to operate the elevators. On the bottom half of this bell crank will be another push rod that runs right up through this tunnel area, right up to the front of the airplane. So that'll be enough for tonight. Appreciate everybody's interest, and I'll try to drop this on email to everybody tonight. Thanks.